What's up, SnEaKyNation? SnEaKy P here, back with all the news after week number 1 and year number 2 of our San Francisco 49ers franchise, where the 49ers picked up a heartbreaking overtime loss to the Dallas Cowboys. Let's go ahead and check out some highlights. Second year pro Ezekiel Elliott up the middle with a nice run. Then on second down and 11, Elliott at it again down to the 20-yard line. That would set up this Dan Bailey field goal, and the Cowboys would take an early 3-0 lead, but the 49ers' new revamped offense would come out onto the field. And here is third-round pick Kirkland Marion on 1st and 20 with an 18-yard gain there. But then on 4th and 1, Carlos Hyde, the running back from last year, still making things happen. He would pick up the first down on the play. 1st and 10 down the right side. And here he is, Dimitri Todman. He would take it for a 43-yard touchdown, the second-round pick for the 49ers, making his impact known early on. Then on 3rd and 4, Cowboys out onto the field. And Sean Kendall, the number 8 overall pick, would get the interception. A bunch of rookies making plays for the 49ers early on in this. The 49ers would settle for a field goal here, and that is going to be the rookie kicker Joel Edison knocking it through the upright. So the 49ers with a 10-3 lead, but the Cowboys looking to get back into it, and Cole Beasley will help them do just that, taking advantage of a mismatch with Navarro Bowman there. We would have a 10-10 ball game as the 49ers come back out onto the field. Time running out in the second, and here is Kirkland Marion going down the field. He would get taken down at the 33-yard line, 91 yards on his first 9 carries. Then on 1st down and 10, looking for Chris Owusu in the end zone, but Brandon Carr had other plans. He would get the interception for the Cowboys, and that would give Tony Romo just under 3 minutes to work with, and he planned on utilizing it here. In the pocket on the left side, once again, this is going to be Cole Beasley down the field, and he would take it to the 15-yard line, setting up this Dan Bailey field goal. The Cowboys would have a 13-10 lead going into halftime, but they would have the ball back early on in the third as well, and Cole Beasley beating Tremaine Brock on the play. Beasley had himself a monster game for the Cowboys. That would set the Cowboys up with this Dan Bailey field goal. Once again, his third of the day would put the Cowboys up 16-10 over the 49ers, but the 49ers are not done yet. Kirkland Marion with another run, and this one here would take him over 100 yards on the day. 3rd and 8 down the right side. This is Dimitri Todman with the reception at the 28-yard line. Then on 2nd down and 1, Kirkland Marion again with another huge run for the 49ers down to the 2-yard line. And then on 1st and goal, Carlos Hyde into the end zone. And I think we have ourselves quite the tandem, both running backs from Ohio State. You would think it would be a tie game, but Joel Edison, having some jitters in his rookie game, will miss the extra point, and the score would be 16-16. Then down the left side, it's tipped into the air, and Chantrell Wilkerson, the number 15 overall pick, will have his first career interception as well, and the 49ers would take over. Chantrell Wilkerson making the play. Actually, it was Tremaine Brock that swatted it in the air. On 3rd and 1, Normando Bullard with the interception for the Cowboys. 3 interceptions by rookies in the game. Not a good throw by Kaepernick at all on that. 1st and 15, Terrence Williams making a play as we enter the 4th quarter. Still a tie game, and Dan Bailey for the 4th time today, 19-16 would be the score as the 49ers out onto the field, and Dimitri Todman is going all the way 61 yards for the rookie wide receiver, his 2nd touchdown of the day, and he is arriving in San Francisco. Then on 1st and goal later in the game, Willie Snead down at about the 1-yard line. The 49ers, though, unable to get a touchdown. They would have to settle for a field goal. This would make it a 7-point game, but it would leave just under 2 minutes for Tony Romo to work with, and he knows how to utilize this clock to his advantage in certain situations, and today was that day. Cole Beasley, another reception, and then a rookie wide receiver. This is McClung down the field. The 49ers looked at him, considered drafting him, much like Bullard, who got the interception as well, and then McClung would take it to the house, and we have a tie ball game, 26-26. That was Tremaine Brock once again getting beaten on the play there. And we are going into overtime. The 49ers would start off with the ball, and Dimitri Todman would get things going early with the 17-yard reception. However, this is Kaepernick looking to throw. Pressure on the way. It's tipped in the air, and Randy Gregory will recover for the Cowboys. They could put it away with a field goal here. and they are going to try to do just that. They do need to make a few plays to get into field goal range, but when you have Jason Witten, let's just go down the field. He is going to beat the rookie DeMarcus Avery on the play, take it down to the 1-yard line, and then the Cowboys would end the day with a pitch to who other than Ezekiel Elliott into the end zone, and the Cowboys would escape with the overtime victory on the road against the 49ers. Next up, the Niners have the Jags. Now, the Jags actually won their division last year. They finished the season 9-7, so this is a pretty solid team. You know, they have a lot of potential here. The 49ers are definitely going to have to make some plays, and we are looking at the practice to see what our team can do to prepare for Jacksonville. This is going to be Aaron Lissamore. Didn't see a whole lot from him in the first game. I don't know what all we can expect out of him, but I'm hoping he can be somewhat reliable for us this season. 49ers trying to get some first downs here, and they are struggling. Lissamore will deliver here, and then on the 5th play, going for silver, Chris Owusu makes it happen, so the 49ers offense will get away with the silver medal. Now it is time to focus on this 49ers defense. Now, the defense looked much improved from last season, but obviously, we still gave up a lot more points than we would have hoped for. Down the right side, and this is Tremaine Brock with the interception. It's nice to see him make a play. Very much struggled in that first game against the Cowboys. We need him to be a little bit better. And he's kind of getting older. He doesn't lack the speed to keep up with some wide receivers now. We're going to have to monitor that throughout the season. But here go the Cowboys, the 49ers offense in the red zone, and Lissamore holds onto the ball after the hit from Mike Morgan there. And that would get a touchdown for them. Down the left side, this is Chris Owusu pushed out of bounds at about the 8-yard line on 1st and goal. Owusu unable to make the grab this time. It's going to be 2nd down and goal. Kaepernick looking for the end zone. Willie Snead, and he's going to come down out of bounds there. It'll be 3rd and goal. Kaepernick trying to make a play on the left side, and that is going to be out of bounds as well. So 4th and goal from the 8, pressure on the way, and Aaron Lynch would get the interception. So the defense going to get a silver medal as well. And we would have liked to have gold there. Obviously, you know, we don't know what to expect with the Jags. They started out 0-1 this season, but again, they finished 9-7, well above expectations last year. And they have a lot of young guys that might be taking the next step, so we need to be prepared. Silvers will have to do, though. Our first question comes from Random Computer Gamer Game after the first game. What are you expecting from the rest of this season? And the truth is, I'm still expecting some growing pains. We have a very young team. We don't necessarily have a quarterback quite yet, so that's something we do still have to think about for the future. But we have a lot of young players. Obviously, with the first game, we really saw a lot of our players start to shine, our rookies, and that's great. But we're still in a division with 3 very, very good teams. And even though the Cardinals didn't look all that good last season, we do expect them to be better this season. So that's something we have to count on as well. I don't know that we make the playoffs. That would be great if we could. But I'm very excited about the future. I think you saw the potential with our rookies early on in that last game. Our top 4 picks all making some key plays. And as long as they can continue to learn and grow, I think we're going to be a better team moving forward. So we did have a big injury take place, and that is going to be the injury to Sean Kendall, the number 8 overall pick for this 49ers team. And you got to remember, he got the interception early in the game. Then he went out with an injury in the 3rd quarter. Let's go ahead and check out what happened there. And as you can see here, Sean Kendall, the number 8 overall pick, is going to be out for 6 weeks with a dislocated ankle. This is a huge blow to the 49ers defense. Now, we do still have Jaquiski Tart in the waiting, but that is a big blow regardless. The 49ers are going to have to find a way to recover, but it's not good seeing your number 1 overall pick going down that early. Let's go ahead and check out some scores. 31-24, the Cardinals would get the victory over the Redskins here. Cardinals finished 5-11 last year, looking to turn things around this season. The Redskins finished 7-9, not off to a good start. They do have Denton Ritchie in the waiting, though, but Kirk Cousins finished with a very solid outing in week 1. It just was not enough. But look at Morris Presley, rookie out of Michigan State, with 2 touchdowns there for the Cardinals, and we're going to have to keep an eye on him as we progress forward with this, obviously. Definitely going to be a division player for sure. As we check out the rest of the stats, there is Ash from Rhode Island as well. Donald Butler would lead the way in tackles with 15. He would also have a sack, as would Knighton there. And then interceptions, one by Malcolm Smith, Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered, we are going to have one by Byron Maxwell. He would not recover. 30-24, the Packers would take down the Carolina Panthers. The Packers finished 10-6 last year. The Panthers finished 9-7 and are looking to improve. The Packers were also in the NFC Championship game, but they ended up losing to the Atlanta Falcons, who went on to lose the Super Bowl there. But a great game by Aaron Rodgers. We definitely think Cam Newton is looking to pick up his play this season. Didn't play horrible last year, but certainly wasn't the Cam Newton that we've come to expect. The Panthers had higher hopes than finishing 9-7, and they are going to have to turn their season around quick with an early loss here if they would like to change things around. There's a rookie, Ballentine, getting a sack there, and then Sam Shields with the interception. Fumbles forced, none in this game. 27-21, the Bucs would take down the Lions. The Bucs finished 7-9 last year. The Lions finished 12-4 and ended up winning their division. And it's funny to see because obviously Jameis Winston didn't have a great game, but John Bridges, a rookie running back, is going to finish with 2 touchdowns. Doug Martin obviously had a few yards there as well. But it's interesting to see because Stafford actually not a terrible game there. They're going to have a few rookie wide receivers there as well that we will have to keep an eye on. Whitehead will lead the way with 13 tackles. Robert Ayers Jr. with a sack and a half on the day. Interceptions, we're going to have 2, one by Levante David, one by Quan Alexander as we go through. And fumbles forced, one by Lawson. He would recover. 31-7, the Raiders with the victory over the Dolphins. The Raiders finished 7-9 last year. The Dolphins ended their season at 4-12 and not off to a good start here. But they do have Maurice Drummond, who struggled in today's game, but he's a guy worth keeping an eye on as we progress forward. But look at Sykes, 5 catches, 42 yards for another rookie there. And it's always fun to check out these rookies. And one reason I really wanted to show the stats this year is so we could really follow the rookie storylines. Khalil Mack would finish the game with 2 sacks. Interceptions, one by Bruce Irvin there. Fumbles forced, we are going to have 1 forced and recovered by Sue and Abdul Kudos. 21-13 would be the score. The Titans would take down the Colts, and obviously a battle of division opponents here. And Andrew Luck, only 192 yards. The Titans did finish 7-9 last year. The Colts finished 8-8, so the Titans looking to make some ground within the division here, and picking up a win is certainly the way to do it. They also had a few rookies in this game, and here is one of them. DeMarco Bullitt, 5 catches, 106 yards for the rookie out of LSU, and they are going to have another first-round pick that we have to keep an eye on. And he is going to be on the defensive side of the ball, Sealy Kirkendall. And here is a rookie in his first game with 2.5 sacks, also out of LSU. So teammates with DeMarco Bullitt there. And they are both contributing early on in their Titans career. And they might be able to take this team to the next level. They have a lot of nice young pieces in place over there. Vontae Davis did have 2 interceptions on the day for the Colts. Fumbles forced. McCray would force one. It would not be recovered. 35-17. The Saints taking down the Falcons. The Saints finished 8-8 last year. The Falcons finished 10-6 and also went on to the Super Bowl. So losing a division game early on was certainly not in their season plans this year. But the Saints are going to make it happen. And, another thing to keep an eye on is the battle between all these divisions still. As you see, Vance McDonald, a great game for his new team. And then Eubanks out of Ohio State, 5 catches, 138 yards, and a touchdown for him, a potential weapon there for Matt Ryan. Deion Jones would lead the way with 12 tackles. Vernon, another rookie out of Maine, would get the only sack of the day. Jones would also have an interception there. Fumbles forced, one by Claiborne. It would not be recovered. 30-28. The Texans would take down the Jags. The Texans finished 5-11 last year. The Jags 9-7, and this is a big game for us as we are about to play the Jags. And look at Blake Bortles, 448 yards, and I believe he was one of the leaders in passing yards last season, so that could be very bad for a young 49ers secondary. He did throw 2 interceptions. Maybe we can force him into some mistakes, but we'll have to see what happens. Allen Hurns, 13 catches, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Allen Robinson, 7 catches for 119, and then Kadarius Folston, a rookie first-round selection, 6 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown for him. He was another first-round pick that we are going to have to keep an eye on, a guy that we were actually scouting some. Clowney, Audric, and Spence going to get the sacks on the day. Interceptions, one by Jonathan Joseph, one by Kareem Jackson. Fumbles forced, we're going to have one by Kareem Jackson. It was not recovered. 35-13, the Eagles take down the Giants. A lot of division games going on here. And this one's interesting because the Eagles actually finished 4-12 last season. The Giants finished 9-6-1. And look at some of these rookies that we have, or Zach Ritchie anyway. But Carson Wentz, neither quarterback really threw for a whole lot of yards, but I guess Carson Wentz was a bit more careful with the ball there. Hillman would have 2 touchdowns on the ground receiving the ball. Victor Cruz, Ertz, and Dorial Green-Beckham would all get some touchdowns on the day there. And then there is a rookie tight end for the Giants with 15 yards on 1 catch. Kennard would lead the way in tackles with 10. And 2 sacks by Fletcher Cox, 1.5 by Graham and Logan, and Barwin there. So many Eagles guys just getting to the quarterback there. Jenkins, Rogers, Cromartie, and Carroll getting the interceptions. 2 fumbles forced by Brandon Graham. He would recover 1. 23-21, the Vikings would take down the Ravens. The Vikings at 11-5 last year. The Ravens finished 3-13 and not off to a great start here this season. Joe Flacco really started the season slow last year, but turned it around to the second half of the year. But obviously not the start he was looking for today. Adrian Peterson had himself a monster game in this one, and still getting it done despite being over 30, the dreaded running back age there. CJ Mosley would lead the way in the tackles, and he was a killer player last year. There is Javaris Forbes, another first-round selection for the Ravens. He would get a sack in his first game. Will Davis and Mosley would each get interceptions. Fumbles forced, we're going to have 3, none of which would be recovered. 27-21, the Bears would take down the Browns. The Bears at 3-13 last year would get 1 win early on this season, off to the right start. And then there's Houston Church, 236 yards, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions for the rookie. However, it was not good enough for the Browns to get the win, who ended up 9-6-1 last season. But obviously not off to a great start. Pretty good game, though, from a rookie quarterback in his first outing. Receiving, Josh Gordon would have 6 catches added with Barnage and Brown. Eddie Royal would also have 6 on the day. As we go down, let's check out some defense here. And Demario Davis, another player that had a great season last year, would lead the way with 11 tackles. Greg Hardy with 1.5 sacks on the day to lead the way. Interceptions, we're going to have 1 by Kirksey for the Browns there, and then fumbles forced and none happening in the game. 24-21, the Chargers would get the victory over the Jets. The Chargers finished 14-2 last season. The Jets finished 8-8. However, even though the Chargers finished 14-2, they ended up going out right off the bat in the playoffs. And as you can tell, the Jets, not sure what they're doing at quarterback right now. They might have some injuries going on, but definitely hurting them. Keenan Allen with the monster game, 8 catches, 130 yards, and a touchdown for him. And now Pryor, playing with the Jets, had a touchdown as well. Looked like Smiley did as well there. Hayward would lead the way in tackles. Sacks, we have a whole bunch of players listed with a sack here, including Joey Bosa, who was a killer standout rookie last season. Going to have 4 interceptions on the day as well, including Revis. Fumbles forced, we have 2, 1 by Lowry and 1 by Urschel, the rookie defensive tackle, and he is another first-round pick, each of which would be recovered. 21-17, the Rams would take down the Seahawks, and these are the 2 teams in the NFC West that were really battling for the playoffs last year. The Seahawks would end up winning. The Rams finished 8-8, the Seahawks at 9-7, but the Rams off to a good start here. Neither quarterback, Russell Wilson or Jared Goff, looking particularly good in the opening game, but these are 2 teams that really rely heavily on their defense, so it kind of makes sense. It was more leaning in that direction, I should say. Going to have 3 sacks on the day, including Aaron Donald. Earl Thomas is going to have the 1 interception. Fumbles forced, and we are going to have none on the day. 28-23, the Bills would get the victory over the Patriots here, and the Patriots with James Vallejo, 351 yards for the rookie. He had 3 touchdowns. However, he also had 3 interceptions on the day. Great game by Tyrod Taylor, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception for him. The Bills finished 10-6 last season. The Patriots 10-5-1, so definitely a tightly contested division last season. The Bills looking to take over now that Tom Brady is no longer in the picture. We'll have to see what happens the rest of the season. They will get the early head start on the Patriots, but James Vallejo definitely looks like a guy that has a lot of potential. And there is Tinker with the 52-yard touchdown, another rookie, that time for the Bills. 1.5 sacks by Williams on the day. A few other players going to contribute there as well. Interceptions, 2 by Corey Graham, 1 by Preston Brown, and 1 by Devin McCourty. Fumbles forced and fumbles recovered, nothing happening there. 35-21, the Steelers with the victory over the Bengals. So the defending Super Bowl champs are going down in week number 1. The Steelers finished 9-7-1 last year. The Bengals ended the season at 9-6-1. Oh, wait, 9-7. Did I say 9-7-1? 9-7. The Bengals at 9-6-1. But that record didn't really matter. The Bengals made it happen when it counted in the playoffs, getting 3 straight road victories on their way to a Super Bowl victory over the Atlanta Falcons. This is not the way they wanted to start off their season, but look at this. Parker Finner out of Wisconsin and Howard Finner out of Wisconsin. We had 2 brothers going head-to-head in this game right off the bat to start off their rookie career. It's interesting to see, and that is definitely another storyline that we are going to have to follow. There is another rookie McKinney there for the Bengals. Defensively, Tyvon Branch would lead the way in tackles. Sacks, we have 1 by Hayward, and then 2 Bengals would split 1 there. Interceptions, 1 by Aloka, 1 by William Gay. Fumbles forced, we are going to have 1 by Lawrence Timmons on the day. And then 42-24, the Broncos with the victory over the Chiefs. The Broncos finished 5-11 last season. The Chiefs finished 9-7. So once again, another division battle. And look at Zach Lindsey, 287 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions here. And Paxton Lynch might be in trouble in Denver. A first-round selection last year, and he is quickly falling out of favor. If Zach Lindsey's going to start off his NFL career like that, obviously he is in a good situation with a good defense and a lot of nice weapons to work with, and definitely going to be in running for Rookie of the Year if he can keep up that performance. Just a phenomenal game by Zach Lindsey. Von Miller, a sack and a half. Shane Ray would get 1 as well as Houston there. Interceptions, none on the day. Fumbles forced, we are going to have nothing happening here either. Players of the week, Aaron Rodgers, 32 of 41, 4 passing touchdowns for him. Donald Butler, 15 tackles and a sack. Vontae Davis, 4 tackles and 2 interceptions. And then Antonio Brown, 9 receptions, 132 yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns for him. Draft stories, middle linebacker Enrique Milburn out of Florida trains in mixed martial arts with his family of fighters during the offseason. This is a guy that we are going to have to keep an eye on. We could get another middle linebacker. Navarro Bowman's getting a little bit up there in age, but we did also just sign Zach Brown to a contract. So here is the Jags lineup. Blake Bortles only an 84 overall, but consistently high up there in terms of yards thrown. He can definitely pick apart a defense. The key for the 49ers defense is maybe forcing him into a few bad throws as well. Darrell Cleveland, a rookie out of Grand Valley State, somebody to keep an eye on. Derek Coleman at fullback. Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns, maybe the best 1-2 tandem at wide receiver in the NFL. And then you add on Kadarius Folston, a first-round pick out of Oklahoma. We saw that he had a killer first game as well. 90 yards and a touchdown for him. So plenty of weapons, including Julius Thomas and Mercedes Lewis there. The left side of the line is going to be very solid for the Jags. The right side of the line, not as much, but they do have some youth here. Can 79 overall. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that. Audric, 78 overall, left end. Dante Fowler Jr. is going to be playing at right end. Malik Jackson in the middle with Akeem Spence at left outside linebacker. Dan Skuda and Miles Jack looks to be injured. Compton and Roy Lacey, a rookie out of Nebraska, going to be at middle linebacker there. And then Telvin Smith at right outside linebacker. Cornerback Jalen Ramsey, 87 overall in his second year. Prince Amuka Mara going to be there as well. Bradley Fletcher, Chris Davis, the former 49er, going up against his old team. And then Jose Roby out of California, a rookie. Gibson going to be at free safety with Marquestin Huff. And then Robert Blanton at strong safety. Santos is going to be the kicker for him. Nortman going to be the punter. Kick returns, Roby and Green. Punt returns, Green and Roby. Let's go ahead and check out their injury report. And Miles Jack, the only player out with a broken wrist. He will be gone for 7 weeks. Another blow to a young player that has dealt with a fair amount of injuries already early on in his career. That is going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Hit that like button if you did, and I will see you guys in week 2 as we take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Later.